I paint a lot of murals, which uses a lot of spray cans. And it's no surprise that my favorite painting tool also happens to turn into my favorite project each year by turning these empty cans into something special. And after 3 years of creating 221 custom Kiptoe cans, I'm craving to keep pushing my creativity and find out how this year's batch are gonna turn out. Okay, 60 more fresh cans ready to go. The wonder awaits. Let's dive in, shall we? To make things fun, I'm gonna split these 60 cans into 4 segments, each with their own themes and stories. With an epic adventure movie finale. And so, our first round involves bringing to life some very colorful animals. The Rainbow Rascals. Kicking things off with Ruby Red, one of my favorites. This rambunctious red rabbit rarely rests, riding his reputation on risk and reward, renowned for his resilient resolve in the race for his righteous rapture. He's also running really late on his rent and responsibilities. Next up, we have our out-of-the-ordinary orange owl, an observant and obsessive owner of original ornate objects. And he loves hearing who's got the hardest harmony in the hood to join his Wu-Tang Clan. Take a gander at this grizzled, glorious, goon-looking green gharial. A goofball of a crocodile, gracefully gliding through the water with its grand growing snout creating a groovy grin with each glamorous glance. And of course, we couldn't complete our terrific team without a tranquil teal tiger. A tidy old timer just looking to tap his toes along the tide of a tropical beach on a Tuesday with a tall cigar and get tipsy on a tasty tequila and tonic. Last on our color tour here is the devilishly dangerous dino, the vindictive, vicious, violet velociraptor with a voracious appetite. Capable of vast, villainous violence against the vagrant and the vulnerable. It is also very vocal about its revulsion for vegetables. Okay, look at these colorful scoundrels here. This is fun. I do have a long way to go though, and I gotta stay organized while I'm ahead. That's why my go-to choice is Milanote, who's also a sponsor of this video. Milanote is the best tool for organizing all your creative projects. So here I've created a landing page for all my ideas here in this video. As you can see, it helps me organize for different ideas rapidly, boom, 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 brainstorming right there to find the one that I want. Raccoon, rhino, rabbit, pick one, keep going. I don't have to deal with sticky notes everywhere or like where I put that note in my phone or my computer and it's just like trying to find everything like, nah. It's all right here. More on this a little later, but let's finish out the Rascals here with a little chroma shift into the final trio.
The gray gorilla emerges from the darkness, but after extensive cybernetic enhancements and a chrome dome replacement went bad during a botched experiment with a mad scientist, he escaped and went rogue and believed to be wildly dangerous. On the lookout are 2 of the Fierce Force's top detectives, the Brown Bloodhound and the Great White Shark. Teamed up with incredible senses of smell, the 2 detectives work together to find the escaped mad gorilla before he makes matters worse. Will they be able to thwart the mad scientist's ugly mistake? Or will the disaster turn into chaos among the people? It's time to find out.
Okay, the rainbow rascals are complete. Really digging how these are coming out so far. Having a lot of fun giving each of them a personality. Ready for what's next? What's going on for round 2? This round is going to be called Myths and Monarchs. A trip around the world celebrating all sorts of historical, cultural iconography, with some artistic license, of course. Here in Milanote, I've created reference columns for each place around the world that I'll be using for inspiration. I can simply drag images directly from the web on a different tab without lag or having to save the file somewhere else, with a link back to the source if I need it. And everything stays clean and efficient. And with that, let's head on our journey around the world. Starting in Japan, the samurai were high-class warriors who used weapons and fought for a living and even served political roles at one time. They would wear masks over their faces, representing several different demons and deities in Japanese folklore, one of which was the Oni. The Oni can be said to be humans turned into demon goblins after uncontrollable negative behavior. It was also used to scare and intimidate the samurai opponent as it looked like a demon was coming right at them. It was both an artistic style as well as practical face protection in combat situations. And, man, it just looks badass. Now, we journey to the west, literally and figuratively, as we celebrate the old Chinese hero Sun Wukong. A 16th century legend of a monkey born from a magical stone and acquires supernatural powers and may be one of the very first superheroes, with a crazy list of powers, including super strength, shape-shifting, elemental manipulation, and immortality by eating special peaches. Media like Dragon Ball Z was highly influenced by Sun Wukong's story, and it's one of the most beloved Chinese myths of all time. From China, we travel to India to celebrate the Hindu god Ganesha, known as the remover of obstacles and the Lord of beginnings. His name can be said to mean Lord of the People, and is worshipped in ceremonies and projects both ambitious and mundane to bring good luck. And I think I could use some Ganesha right about now in this project, but we keep going. Traveling to one of the most magical historical places on Earth, ancient Egypt, where we capture the goddess Bast in all her glory, safeguarding homes from evil spirits, particularly women and children. Bast is the goddess of protection, pleasure, and bringer of good health. Cats were so important to ancient Egyptians, they were often even considered to be somewhat of a deity themselves, protecting crops and slowing disease by catching rodents. It's no wonder they used them as visual godly figures and monuments. But you don't get the domestic protection at home without the warrior at battle. Athena, the Greek goddess of wisdom, war, and strategy. Known for being the favorite child of Zeus, often adorning shiny golden armor.
Ye Almighty, I come before you to give me the strength to summon our King, our Protector, my Father, the Great Odin! Father! Hello, son. Oh, it's good to see you. Yes, dear boy. There is much work to do. Yes, of course. We must carry on. There is no time to waste. Well, actually, Dad, I was wondering if I could borrow some money.
Is this why you brought me here?
Amongst other things. You look good, Dad.
Ask your mother.
Well, power's out. So, I'm gonna go in the kitchen and tackle our next one here while there's still some daylight left. Whew. All right, well, let's give this a shot, shall we? So, as we try and keep going here, we make our way over to the Celtic god Cernunnos, a god of nature, fertility, and animals. Very little is actually known about this one, as there is not many written records of him or his journey, but is ironically one of the most common figures depicted in Celtic art. He deserves some lovin' in my myth posse. But you can't have all that greenery without a little key nourishing ingredient falling from the skies. Makes things sprout. Tlaloc, the god of rain and lightning. He was known as the provider for his role in the success of crops and the earth itself. Not only was he highly revered, but highly feared, unleashing devastating hurricanes or inciting drought. But those who died from lightning or drowning were granted a blissful eternal life in his paradise called Tlalocan. Luckily, we still have the power of the sun, which fits nicely with our next mythological god, Tawa from the Hopi tribe. Based in Arizona, the Hopi are one of the oldest Native American tribes. Tawa is believed to be the creator of the first world and all of its inhabitants from space dust, bringing everything into light, including the consequent next worlds that were all destroyed, and the current fourth world we now inhabit. Tawa still plays an important part in the Hopi people. No ritual is complete without an offering to their sun god, Tawa. All right, as we finish up our sun god here with the sun setting behind us, we got power, baby, just in time. One more to go. Let's hop one more ocean and see what we got next. All the way on the tiny Pacific Islands, the Hawaiians had their own creator of all things, Kane, considered the leader of the four main gods of Hawaiian tradition. He resembles the sun, sky, water, and winds, as well as the god of procreation and the giver of life. With so many different gods, but with so many overlaps in ideologies from across the world in time and space, I think it's fascinating to observe the connections of beliefs and the development of myth based on human psychology and the desire to create stories and understand our world. Our third group involves two separate colonies, each forced out of their dying home planets, striving for a new one. They will have to band together in a fight for survival in Future Fantasy Frontiers. For For the frontiersmen, I gathered a bunch of action figures for inspiration to help me develop my squads. What I really love about using Milanote for mood boards is how expansive and unlimited you can go with these whiteboards. And also, if you just want to drag and drop a bunch of images all at once, Milanote will like automatically organize it all for you, which is pretty sweet. So, let's dive in, baby. Landing on the planet Korax, General Ray Saunders lands his ship and gathers his squad in order to survey the land. Lush, beautiful vegetation and forest provides plenty of material to build base camp. He tasks his best friend, Theo, the communications expert, to find higher ground and set up their satellite station. Meanwhile, on the opposite side of the land, Chief Bakaru steps off his spaceship and fills his lungs with the first deep breath of Koraxian air. After being pushed off his previous homeland by cutthroat invaders, he wasn't about to let this new home slip through his fingers again. Jabalu, head astronomer and navigator, triangulates the best position to set up a fortress based on the relation of resources to the star pattern and sunlight density. Head scientist and botanist Alpha India inspects the ground soil for agricultural efficiency, while the geneticist Domingo Delta inspects the local insects and birds for behavioral patterns and potential threats. The youngest member, a refugee taken in by General Saunders over a decade ago, finally steps off the ship. She has never seen such natural beauty before. The general looks back as he admires the way his adopted daughter sees something new for the very first time. Niara, a spiritual leader and clairvoyant, senses the presence of another life force on the planet. She warns Bakaru of a potential threat to their colony. Theo reports back to General Saunders. He's picked up movement on the other side of the valley. General gathers his squad to make their first venture into Korax. Timbu, the weapons expert, arms his comrades with gear and prepares for a fight as they trudge into the unknown valley ahead. Bakaru will not let his new home worlds be overtaken like his last. He instills confidence and duty in his family and will not let anything get in his way. Up ahead, sir. What is that?
Ready your weapons, man. We have incoming.
Shields! Shields! They're not working. Alpha India. Cold Blue, ready your armor.
Yes, sir. Cannons charging.
They're going to attack. We will not go down without a fight. To our new beginning. Wait! Kira?
Honey, what's going on?
Oh my god. That's my brother.
Forced into a new dilemma over family versus frontier, will they accept their new planetary brothers and survive together? Or let their old instincts dominate their desire to have it all? Okay, so with all these cans drawn, there's just one big boy round left to go. And you know, what would be the challenge if I didn't just push myself a little harder for these last cans here and do something a little bit special? So, if I were to tell you a story using all the letters of the alphabet from A to Z, let's find out what that would be. Okay, with our ambitious final round here, it required a little more prep than the other three. So here I've used a pre-made template to help me get started and used a story beat chart to help me figure out the story before I dive in. And again, I've created another separate mood board here to help me along and keep all my references and inspirations for each letter organized across the board here. And what's great is it has hundreds of other built-in templates to help you get started with all these subcategories tailored to your niche. So if this sounds as helpful to you as it has been to me, then you can try Milanote now for free via the desktop or the app with no time limit. So sign up using the link in my description and start organizing your thoughts into your next creative project. Now, let's tackle this big bad finale of custom spray cans. Far across a mirrored shiny lake, at the bottom of a mountain, a tall, stocky man dressed in a dark green overcoat with sun-kissed skin and a few days stubble skips a rock across the body of water. His nose indented, surely from a previous adventure. Layers of sweat stains run up his fedora like colorful mineral deposits on an ancient rock bed. He sports a triangular emblem pinned to the front of it that catches the glistening sun. His crossbow leans up against the rocks. He is known to many as Atlas the Adventurer, the man of 1,000 suns, said to have witnessed each dawn rise from a different latitude. He had heard of a radical, otherworldly totem hidden inside the mountain. Nobody knew for sure if it was really there. The blood beetle, rumored to be buried there by ancient visitors, had never actually been discovered. Yet. Cave drawings recently discovered nearby suggest its significance and potential. The mysterious totem is believed to be capable of sacred and spiritual feats. Capable of reviving the dead. Atlas spots his partner Emerald approaching across the shoreline. He smirks as Emerald gets closer, watching his glorious mustache blowing in the wind, and his peculiar three-lensed glasses making their undoubted appearance. His footing not particularly graceful as he stumbles over the rocks to get over to Atlas, his pipe firmly hanging off his clenched teeth, in his hands, his latest invention. Atlas greets him as he arrives.
Ah, finally.
Sorry. It took me a while to figure this thing out.
Actually, you're just in time.
So, what makes you so sure about this?
I'm not. But when everyone's looking up, I look down.
Right. Well, you're sure you don't want me to go with you?
As Atlas skips his last rock, suddenly, a giant fish explodes out from the water's surface. Its big beady eyes eclipse the sun above, as if in slow motion. Atlas grabs his crossbow and fires into its huge mouth as it falls back into the water.
You know what? Yeah, you got this.
Atlas grabs the new special gadget from Emerald's hands, an oxygen transformer, allowing him to breathe underwater.
I'll let you know how it goes.
Bring it back in one piece, would you? That goes for you too, mate.
Atlas holds on for dear life as the fish swims further into the murky depths, its bioluminescence lighting the water around him. Just then, a huge, hungry hammerhead swims right past him as he tries to kick and swat the beast away from him. He struggles to hold on as the overwhelming pressure and surroundings start weakening all his senses, until a faint stream of light glistens ahead of him. In that moment, all he can think about is her.
The way in which she lit up the room with her energy. Her eyes staring back at me, as if she saw me like nobody else did. Her lips just as beautiful as the words that came out of them. Her hair draping over her shoulder like a winding river. Her mind like a steel trap. Her curiosity as bright as the fireflies she would catch at night. And stubborn as all hell. Izzy, my lightning bug. I'm coming.
Atlas snaps back into his body and sees the light shining through up ahead is a portal. Letting go of the rope tethering him to the giant fish, he swims right through and enters the kingdom of Gibraltar. Atlas stumbles onto the pebblestone road, overwhelmed by his surroundings. The new environment is rich with intricate stone structures bursting with colorful flora and fauna, and the animals as abundant as the people. He stands and gazes up at the dual statues of King and Lady Gibraltar. Remarkable in their presence, Atlas admires them. Everything seems to remind him of her. Before he can take one more step, he turns right into the hands of a colorful man grasping his shoulders, eager to know where he's from. Atlas studies the man, gripping him tightly, slowly easing him off as he notices his patterned scarf and snake-hooded cloak. The man introduces himself as Marlock the Mage, a leader of foreign correspondence and peacekeeping. Atlas explains to Marlock that he's looking for the blood beetle.
Indeed you are, my friend. Of course.
I'm sure I'm not the first one.
But you might be the right one. I have a sense for these things.
Let's hope so.
What have you got there?
Oh, this? It's a, it lets me breathe underwater. I came from a different...
Let me see.
Sure.
I've never seen something like this.
After inspecting it, he agrees to help Atlas in exchange for this gadget. But first, they cross a bridge and head for some new clothes for Atlas and get out of his soaking wet ones. While Atlas changes, Marlock asks him why he's searching for the beetle. But before he can get any words out, an officer of the Royal Guard and a search dog pass by, and they duck for cover under the bridge.
Be on the lookout. Suspect may be hiding in plain sight.
Are they looking for me? Am I okay?
Just gotta wait it out. They'll pass.
What? Are you sure?
Copy. K9 enforcement on watch.
Come on. Tell me. Why are you here?
Okay. Well, it's my wife.
Go on.
6 months ago, she developed this rare blood disease. They couldn't do anything. I didn't believe them. She was tough, but eventually...
Yes. It's coming to me now.
What?
The prophecy. Your arrival here. Yes, I see it. The adventurer. of 1,000 suns. It's you. You are close. The path has been shaped. It's all one elaborate quest. There are only 9 more steps to find what you're looking for.
Atlas sinks into his body with this curious information before noticing the ravens overhead, agitated, encircling them above. A sense of unease washes over him.
The blood beetle does not call to anyone. It requires a loved one to open. Her soul will be sprung from the darkness.
And then she's back? That's it?
And then the gateway will be opened, and I will assume guidance over the living and the dead.
Wait, what?
I will lead us to a new eternity. A life free of worry.
What? What are you talking about?
A populace of everlasting obedience. Under my command.
No!
It's you. Get your hands behind your back.
The dog dives after Marlock, bites onto his scarf, and rips it from his body.
What's going on?
This mage is a wanted thief.
The blood beetle swings from his necklace as a scarred T reveals his true identity, a branded thief and criminal of Gibraltar.
I'm taking you in.
Wait!
Sir, get out of the way.
No! Stop!
Before the officer can arrest him, Atlas dives after the necklace. Marlock swings both of them off the bridge, plummeting down to the water below. Just before they hit, Marlock fixes the gadget onto his face. The two slosh and swing and fight underwater as they struggle for possession of the beetle in the cold waters. They both scramble for power over the other, Atlas quickly burning through his lung capacity as Marlock uses it to his advantage. Atlas is losing time.
Is he? I'm coming. But I need your strength right now. I know you never gave up, even through the toughest part of your sickness. My old Valkyrie warrior, guiding your ship through the storm. Guide me through mine.
He looks back and sees the hammerhead shark swimming towards them. Atlas pushes with the last ounce of air he has left, takes the beetle legs and jams them into Marlock's neck. Blood spilling out into the water. He swims away as Marlock grabs his neck.
Shit.
The giant shark snatches him in one bite, spits out the beetle, and takes Marlock away to finish its meal. Atlas grabs the beetle before it sinks any further and swims back up to the surface. The beetle is in his hands. He emerges at the shore, each step like 1,000 pounds. The wild wolves nearby witness his triumph and howl into the night, a celebration of his journey. But the howls quickly morph from cheers to shrieks as he looks down and sees lying in the sand the beetle, broken in pieces. The shark. He can't believe it.
No. No!
Atlas falls to his knees and lets out a guttural yell.
No!
You have entered the Zero Zone. A place outside of time. For this moment, the Zenith Dragon will guide you to what you need to see. As here, your heart is your reality.
What? But the beetle
is gone. I have been watching you closely, Atlas. This is my opportunity to you. Spend it wisely.
Bug, is that you?
Hey, you.
Oh God, come back with me. Please come back.
I wish I could.
I tried. I tried to change it. I can't do this without you.
You can, and you have. I'm right here with you. Always.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there for you. I'm sorry I couldn't do it.
But you are here. Right now. Not before, not after. Now.
No, this wasn't how it was supposed to be. It's supposed to be different.
But it is how it's become to be.
Oh God, I couldn't do it then. And I won't even be able to now.
We cannot change our past, Atlas. But that does not mean let go. It means let be. The path forward begins with forgiveness for yourself first.
No, it's not right.
You hold the memories. She is alive this way. This is the only way.
Oh, my little bug.
I wanted to do it all. I wanted to see it all with you. And then when you got sick, I was frustrated and scared of the one adventure I didn't know how to navigate. And I left searching for answers, for reasons, for medicine. But I see now I was searching for control, when I should have been looking for the little moments. And I'm sorry. Of all my adventures, my love, you were the greatest of them all. Thank you for the view.
Thank you for the moment, Bug. I forgive
you.
Oh man, we finally made it. That was quite a journey. Over a 3-month-long project, drawing and painting and writing and filming and setting up all these sets in here in my garage and hiring voice actors and editing. Things finally came together for storytelling and artwork and mixing these two things that I just love so much. Yeah, I had a blast doing it. It was a lot of work, but I really enjoyed myself and I challenged myself and pushed myself to make some really badass stuff here. And now you guys can take it home with you. From the walls to the studio to your home. Everything you see right here is available right now on Kiptoe.com, so act fast because these do go quick. International shipping is available, so pick out your favorites and you'll be able to have your very own custom collectible Kiptoe can. This might be the last time I do this for quite a while, so if you've ever wanted one of these, now's the time to do it, baby. And with all that said, without further ado, hit that final slideshow, baby.
All right, I gotta take all these rocks inside and make a cave. Let's see how this works. Got my tube spotlight here coming through this crack in the cave. A little piece of paper for some reflected light onto here. Turn this off. Ooh, juice! Here is another diorama. This is like a desk, like a lap desk that I put some pool noodles here. All this rocks from my yard, and like, check out the back. It's all just propped up on gallons of paint and stuff, hot glued together. The gold bridge, our officer here, our main hero, and our bad guy. Here's another setup for tonight. I got some cool underwater scenes happening in my story. And I got this like underwater night light kind of thing here, casting against this blue bed sheet, and it works freaking perfectly. I'm so excited how this worked out. Looks like I'm underwater. Ooh. So I figured out this really cool way to get some moonlight in my background here and make it look really freaking cool. So I have my blue bed sheet to simulate the sky, and then I have this light here to simulate the actual light from the moon. In the back I have my powerful light with a tube duct taped to the end of it, a shipping tube, shooting through the blue sheets here, and it creates this really cool glowing effect of the moon. Going pee on the table. Now, I know you want to so bad. That was epic! That looks so sick! Pool noodle? I think not. Rocky pillar? I think so.
This project definitely blossomed into something I never would have expected in the beginning, but you know what? I'm here for the ride. I'm all about the process, and that's what brings me so much joy. So, you know, pushing myself every step of the way.
I feel like it looks more like a space trailer than a spaceship, but we're gonna go with it. I think once it's painted, it'll look pretty badass.